And yes, let's talk about what's happening with Ariana Grande. Many people are worried about her. First, due to Ariana Grande's physical condition, and second, because of various other events occurring not only in her life, but also in the lives of some actors who participated in the movie she is currently working on, which is the most popular movie at the moment. But there are also many people who attribute it to the curse of the Wizard of Oz, right? Today we will discuss all of those topics. Many believe Ariana Grande fell into that curse. I'll tell you all the gossip, Susana. Also, watch the intro. Why do I always forget it?
I mention it in every video, but I always forget. Juana Maria.
First, have breakfast.
Have a coffee with bread for breakfast. Good, good, little dogs of good or evil.
Let's look at this case.
Context, the movie Wicked was recently released, in which my little girl Ariana Grande participates. That movie comes from the Broadway musical called Wild Wicked, Susanna, which was always a huge success. This movie is also a huge success. Many people think my little girl Ariana will win a Grammy, but I don't think she was even nominated. How horrible. But she is going to win an Oscar, thanks to this movie. But well, this movie tells the story of the Witch of Oz, which comes from the movie The Wizard of Oz. That movie was under a lot of controversy because today it is called the worst production of Hollywood. Because of all the horrors that happened to the actors who participated in that movie. That's why many people think it has a curse. Because every actor who participated in that movie, afterwards their life was ruined.
Susanna, it's all gone to hell. Well,
the main controversy my child is involved in, it's her physical change. Obviously, her physique changed. She is the same Ariana from 4 years ago, Susanna. Also, she was always very changeable. At first, she had curly hair, her natural hair, then red hair for Victorious, then the ponytail. Oh, the American girl. Here you speak Spanish. Then she had, what's that called? The ponytail. Susanna. Very iconic. My favorite Ariana look. Honestly, it's the look I associate with her. Well, she had that look. Then she dyed her hair, Susanna, then loose hair, then another style, Susanna. Asian Ariana. Oh no. But she also got herself into a controversy because everyone was saying first she wanted to be Latina, that she wanted to be black, that she wanted to be Asian. I mean, Ariana has always gotten herself into controversy for her look changes. Imagine that there is a term widely used by her haters in English, which is Blackiana, which was during the time when she supposedly wanted to appropriate black culture. And now the problem is that according to people, she is too thin, that she doesn't look healthy. Ni na na na, my little Ariana. I think it was last year that she talked about this in a video because it was too much last year how they kept talking about her physical change.
No, personally for me, the body that you've been comparing my current body to. But
now, Susanna, because the pictures are coming out, images from the premiere of this movie, Susanna, and people are getting worried because they see her too skinny. And it all comes from these pictures that are going viral where she looks thinner, right? But it must be emphasized that obviously, the lighting often does not help. Also, one does not know if many of these photos were retouched, but also one should not be opining. One does not know what Ariana eats, what Ariana stops eating, Susanna. One is not a nutritionist, Susanna. And even if we are, we do not know the lifestyle she leads, you know? You shouldn't be commenting on other people's bodies because one does not know what she is going through at those moments, you know? It's easy to claim that being thin is fashionable and she wants to be thin even though she was already thin. X and Susanna, who also appear in the movie, are thin too. People are saying she fell into that trend, you know? She's also in her, according to everyone, she was already thin. Susanna, but now it's people see her more, they see her thinner. Next controversy, the second terrible controversy for which Ariana Grande last year was one of the most hated women. Susanna, that Angela Aguilar of Hollywood, it was because of her new partner, Ethan Slater. That's what that guy's name is, right? What does it matter that he participates in this week's movie? Susanna, I think he also in this movie, he was a little in love with Ariana Grande. Well, his character from Glinda, Ariana's character, and it seems that love crossed the barrier of the movie because they fell in love in real life, but it was not a super beautiful love story. According to Susanna, I know because I was not there. It is said that he entered married with a wife, with a newborn baby. He had been with his wife for over 10 years. Imagine that was his, what is that called? His high school sweetheart, Susanna, graduated and went to college with him. And they had a child. What does it matter that he starts to participate in that movie, and on top of that, he breaks up with her? To start dating Ariana Grande. Then what bothered people is that, according to Ariana, she knew all that context, that he had a partner, that he had a newborn baby, that she supposedly met his ex-partner. People began attacking Susanna excessively on social media. I can't confirm if the accusations are true or false. She started to be cancelled for that. Then many people are saying Ariana Grande fell into the curse of the Wizard of Oz, and you're going to tell me, Talia, what is that curse? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Susanna. Damn.
Miss number
1. That movie is from the year 1939. But even if it was from the year 1939, Susanna, the production was terrible. Worse than any other production from the year 1939. Back then, people didn't have many rights. You know, unfortunately, the mistakes of the past make it so that today's actors have rights, because before, the actors before Susanna were the lab rats, you know? Those people had a terrible time. Number 1, to get that color that was in the movie, in the first place. The movies in those years were not in color, you know? There weren't that many color movies. But to get that color with too much saturation, they had to fill the set with cameras, right? With cameras, no, with lights. And there were so many that the set reached a temperature of up to 40 degrees. Imagine the character of Leon was dressed in a real-life lion suit. It weighed 40 pounds. Susanna, that guy, imagine the heat he was going through. 14 hours with that suit. He could hardly move his mouth in the first place. He had everything, you know? Everything fed to him had to be liquid due to the absorbent Susanna. Besides that, imagine he sweated too much. He had too much stench, because every time he finished recording, they put that thing to dry, you know, because it was full of his sweat. It ended up soaked in sweat. They put it to dry, and then he put it on the next day. So he had all those accumulated smells, and the same actor said it was too difficult to record with him next to them because the stench was terrible, Susanna. I don't blame him, my poor little one. Silence gay, my little tin man. He had 2 actors. Susanna, the first actor, only after 10 days of recording, ended up in the hospital. The worst thing is that in the hospital, he was pressured to leave the hospital. He had to pay for everything, right? If you don't leave the hospital, you'll be removed from the movie.
Perkos, dirty pig, swine.
In the end, they removed him, but the powerful thing with him is that to give him that color, like a tin man, right? They painted him with a paint that he had aluminum. I forgot the name. He was hospitalized for poisoning and lung failure, Susanna. He suffered from lifelong lung problems due to exposure to pure aluminum on his skin. The heat likely caused his pores to open, allowing faster absorption of the aluminum. All that terrible aluminum, then they changed actors and saw that the paint was a bit harmful, so they supposedly changed the paint. But that guy also ended up hospitalized. He ended up with other lifelong problems too. Another stronger warrior of God. It was the witch of the West, right? Who is the same one that plays Cynthia, you know? The main character of this new movie, Wicked, well, in that movie, the green paint, that one we saw, it was made of copper. Susanna, live copper, Miss Jackson, that's it.
Also,
It's harmful to the skin, terrible for the skin. And my little one, what does it matter? In one scene, she had to disappear. And she disappeared with an explosion. And what does it matter that she ended up burning? And since that paint was oil-based, Susanna, it started to burn faster. And to alleviate the pain my little one was feeling, what they did was throw alcohol on her while she was burning alive. I mean, poor thing. My little one fainted from the pain. It was terrible. This is very strong. I don't know if the people from that production wanted them to act or it was torture. Honestly, I feel that not even people in jail were tortured as much as those people in that movie. Imagine her hospitalized. She was hospitalized for around 2 weeks. And she said she wasn't going to do any more risk scenes. Well, what does it matter that her double? Thank goodness she decided not to do a risk scene again, because in one scene she had to fly and the double did it. She had to fly. But what does it matter that the broom fell, Susanna? And the other one also later suffered tremendous damage to her legs that she couldn't walk, this and that. No, terrible, terrible, no. The worst thing is that green color of the witch Susanna. That is made of copper. It took 6 months to get off. I mean, she was green for 6 months. She was Fiona for 6 months, you know? A Fiona in ogress mode. Poor little thing, really? Terrible, my little one. The scarecrow was the only one who didn't sweat in all this. And why didn't he sweat? Due to the harmful makeup clogging his pores? Imagine that he saw himself, according to him, he was the luckiest. He required minimal powder due to his lack of sweating. On set, powder was applied to the actors every 10 minutes due to excessive sweating except for him. This was caused by the harmful makeup used that he had. It clogged his pores, and then over time the guy started to get some marks. Terrible on the skin from so much sweat and all that accumulated grime. The guy went over his skin, leaving Susanna scarred for life, with those tremendous holes in the skin. And it's not like today that you have laser, that you have this, that you have the other. In those times, no, Susanna, the protagonist, also suffered terribly. She is Dorothy while in the movie. Her name is Dorothy. And what does it matter that they called her fat, they called her ugly, and besides that, apparently she didn't have the right weight, so they didn't give her food because she had to play a 12-year-old girl and she was 16 years old, and apparently she was like too fat. So on the set, almost no food was given to her, my little one. They gave her the minimum, you know? Just enough for her survival, you know? Like, they were always insulting her physique. They put her in an iron corset, iron Juana Maria, so that her breasts wouldn't show. And besides that, also because, as I told you at the beginning, they said she was overweight, my little one. Imagine going through all that she didn't eat. The heat on that recording set, the corset she wore on this set, Susanna, she would end up fainting between scenes. So they said things like, you know, they blamed many things, like she also didn't sleep because they spent 14 hours recording straight, so she could hardly sleep. Imagine she was too tired. And they said, yes, it's surely because of that, because she's very tired and that's why she faints, you know? The worst part is that she was harassed by the dwarfs who participated in that movie. That you see dwarfs and you say, oh, how cute a little dwarf. Well, no, those little dwarfs were not cute at all. They differed from the dwarfs in Snow White. No, Juana Maria, they were stalkers. You know? No joke, it's true. They touched her under her skirt and all the producers did was laugh. They took it as a joke, all those things. They insulted her, surrounded her to start insulting her or start saying things about her body, Susanna. I mean, it's terrible. She was really traumatized by all of that. And also on those filming sets, they started giving her pills, diet pills, number one. And also pills to make her perform, you know? Like to keep her awake during the whole shooting, you know? Like active, because she obviously had no energy, barely slept, barely ate. Imagine what energy she was going to have. They were offending her all day with a super tight corset. Susanna, my dear. So all that pill stuff had lifelong consequences for her because she became addicted to pills, to taking pills for everything, Susanna. After that, it was like an addiction. If she had anything, pills. She always felt fat. She felt fat for the rest of her life, so she always took pills for it. Etc. for everything, pills for depression. Na. And sadly, she died from an overdose at 47 years old. Young Susanna was very traumatized by the incident. Her weight was irrelevant. Even if she had been overweight, it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, hire someone else, you know? If you feel she doesn't have the body of a 12-year-old girl, maybe it's because she's not 12, she's 16. You know what's worse? It's that nowadays to think that those producers never paid for all the things they did, you know? Because they died rich and happy, you know? The Wizard of Oz was a huge success upon release. The movie was a total hit and people loved it. Those behind the film became very wealthy while the actors were left with lasting consequences. Susanna. Rumors suggest that a person died by suicide on the movie set. Susanna. Additionally, the dog in the film broke its paw due to being overworked and included in unnecessary scenes. There are also reports about an actor on set, but the statement is incomplete. I don't think any of the main ones, you know? An extra accidentally stepped on Juana Maria, the little dog's paw, breaking it. The dog suffered from the injury. The snow used on set was made of ammonia or asbestos. The snow was made of asbestos, Susanna. That's super carcinogenic. Imagine that in many countries, it's forbidden to use that stuff. I mean, you can't use that product because it's super carcinogenic, and that was the snow, you know? It was covered there with the actors playing in it and breathing it in. Literally, the actors were breathing in cancer there. Terrible, not just for the actors, but for everyone, you know? Many workers from that place may have developed cancer, but the exact number is unknown. Other things, you know? All those actors died with very sad lives, Susanna, because their experiences left them with lifelong consequences. They didn't come out of there being the same people, and, well, yes, that's why that movie is considered one of the worst productions in Hollywood films, Susanna, you know? That the worst Hollywood production that won for everything that those actors had to go through. But many think that it already has a curse, you know, like the Wizard of Oz already has a curse. And as the Wicked movie is like a part of the Wizard of Oz, many think that Ariana Grande is going to suffer the consequences of that curse, or like something is going to happen to her or something like that. I feel a little bit like it's not like that. I feel that what is happening to Ariana Grande is a bit of a consequence of the society in which we live, you know? Like, she's thin. People are commenting on that, on her relationship, you know, a little bit because of decisions that she has made. And also Cynthia, who also got herself into controversy recently, Susanna, because a person with AI, well, not with AI, but with Photoshop, this was the, what is that called? Well, it's the image of the movie. I forgot the word. This is the image of the movie. But what does it matter that the official one was this, you know? The one that was always there was this, and a person with Photoshop, what they did was correct it so that it would be the same as the original, right? Cynthia said it was the worst insult she has ever received in her life, and that's what matters. It was like covering up an actress or something similar. She said that this poster is disrespectful. The original poster is an illustration. I am a real human being who chooses to look you straight in the camera because without words we can communicate with our eyes. Editing my face and hiding my eyes feels like erasing me, which is deeply painful, but I know he misunderstood. Because in truth, the person who did that didn't want to hide or cover up her talent or what she had achieved, but simply what they wanted to do was somewhat replicate the original, right? But well, you guys write in the comments if you think this is a huge disrespect or
Not bam. And
another ongoing controversy is the salaries. Ariana Grande earned $15 million for this movie, while Cynthia, the main character, earned only $1 million. So people are saying no, that if this, that if the other, that it's not fair. I feel that it is fair. That Ariana wins, well, $15 million, because in truth, the fame that this movie has at this moment is mostly because Ariana Grande is in this movie. Ariana Grande's fans know that this was one of Ariana's biggest dreams was to participate in the Wicked movie. It was always her number one aspiration, which is why, apart from the great publicity they're giving it, Susanna, it means so much to her. I believe Ariana Grande is the reason I want to see that movie in the cinema. Without her, I wouldn't have known about it or paid to watch it in theaters, as I usually wait for movies to be available on Netflix or other platforms. Obviously, I don't attribute all the success to Ariana because that movie already had a large fan base, but I'm just saying that thanks to her, it also had a lot of success. What I do feel was not fair is that the other one only earned $1 million, you know? I believe Cynthia didn't deserve to earn $1 million for Susanna's great performance, as this movie is going to be highly successful. But that's more of an issue between her and the producers, you know? I don't feel... Comparing Ariana's and Cynthia's salaries is irrelevant. Ariana is a global star, which justifies her high salary. While Cynthia may have deserved more, I don't have all the facts. That's the truth. Oh no, Paige. You know, the one who always copied Ariana Grande? Susanna, an obsessed girl, has been fixated on Ariana Grande her whole life. They took away her TikTok account. Amen? And they also took away her Instagram, but it seems they gave it back. But that girl was profiting from Ariana Grande's image. Can you imagine? Ariana banned her from going to the Wicked premiere, right? She's obsessed and has transformed herself to resemble Ariana, copying her style and image to perfection. Ariana has expressed discomfort with this behavior, finding it creepy and scary. The impersonator not only imitates Ariana's appearance, but also profits from it through her online presence. Adult content where she starts doing nasty things, you know? But with Ariana's image. So obviously that's terrible, Susanna. And well, yes, already blessings, but happier win is a vignette that they took the page from that girl. Really, she had me tired in general. All the people who copy from celebrities, from influencers and all that, Susanna, but who copy to the letter, I don't like it at all. No, it's not the same to be inspired because everyone is inspired by everyone, but copying is another thing, you know? Copy to the pair and not admit it, because there are many people who do not even admit it, Susanna, that they copy from other people. But, well, that is another topic. I could make a video talking about the clones that exist in the world of the internet, Susanna, that I really dislike the truth. I dislike them. But, well, yes. That's all for this video. I hope you liked it a lot. I sent you a little kiss on the Anastasio. I don't know if to upload a video now. I may upload a video on Wednesdays or Thursdays, so keep an eye out. Anastasio, I send you a little kiss and love you a lot. If you made it this far in the video, you are the real deal. Yes, you are. No, comment a little crown to let me know you made it to this point in the video. I speak the truth. I love you and won't cheat. I know there are people commenting with the emoji I mentioned at the end of the video that I uploaded just 2 minutes ago, Susanna. So don't cheat. Ano kisses?